President Donald Trump is once again facing intense scrutiny, this time from the BBC, after a fiery Newsnight segment openly questioned his latest claims about a possible Iran peace deal. What started as a routine discussion about escalating tensions in the Middle East quickly turned into a brutal televised takedown that is now spreading rapidly across social media. BBC Newsnight presenter Victoria Derbyshire opened the program by highlighting the growing chaos surrounding the Iran conflict, including rising casualties, economic uncertainty, and fresh military escalations across the region. But it was her reaction to Trump's latest comments that instantly grabbed attention online. According to footage aired during the broadcast, Derbyshire pointed out that while Donald Trump was once again insisting a peace deal with Iran was close, events unfolding on the ground appeared to suggest the exact opposite. The program referenced reports involving U.S. military action against an Iranian-flagged oil tanker in the Gulf of Oman, while Israeli strikes reportedly hit targets in Beirut. Against that backdrop, Victoria Derbyshire delivered a sharp line that immediately set the tone for the segment, remarking that Trump was claiming again that a peace agreement was near. The broadcast then cut directly to footage of Donald Trump speaking from the White House. In the clip, the president insisted negotiations were progressing positively and suggested a deal could happen soon. Trump told reporters the U.S. was doing well and claimed very good talks had taken place over the previous 24 hours. He further insisted it was very possible an agreement with Iran would soon be reached, despite the rapidly escalating military situation in the region. But moments later, the cameras returned to Victoria Derbyshire in the studio, and that's when the tone shifted dramatically. Responding to Trump's comments, Victoria Derbyshire dryly remarked, "Well, that does sound a bit familiar, doesn't it?" The BBC presenter then directly challenged the credibility of Trump's statements, asking her panel whether his latest claims should actually be taken seriously. Derbyshire pointed out that over the past 2 months, Trump had repeatedly promised one outcome, only for events to unfold in the complete opposite direction. Among the guests reacting to the president's comments was veteran BBC journalist and international correspondent Lyse Doucet, who appeared openly skeptical about Trump's latest optimism surrounding Iran. Doucet told the program she had personally witnessed situations where Trump jumped the gun by announcing developments before agreements were finalized. She referenced an earlier moment involving Vice President J.D. Vance when Trump reportedly suggested Vance was heading to Islamabad for talks, even though Iranian officials had not yet agreed to negotiations.
According to Doucet, those talks never ultimately happened. She explained that Iranian officials themselves were still undecided at the time Trump made the announcement, adding further confusion to the diplomatic situation. The respected BBC journalist then cautioned viewers against rushing to conclusions, saying the reality behind the scenes remained unclear, and suggesting everyone would simply have to wait and see how events unfolded. Soon after the segment aired, clips from the broadcast exploded across X, formerly Twitter, where viewers fiercely debated both Trump's comments and the BBC's handling of the story. One viral post described the segment as Newsnight humiliating Donald Trump, while another user mocked the president's statements as bonkers. Critics of Trump flooded comment sections accusing him of inconsistency, while supporters blasted the BBC for what they claimed was biased coverage. The online backlash quickly expanded beyond politics, with users also linking the Iran conflict to growing fears about inflation and food prices. One viewer predicted that the ongoing instability could eventually push costs even higher next year due to supply disruptions and lower agricultural yields. Others were even more direct in their criticism, with some social media users openly insulting Trump while sharing clips of the BBC segment. The viral debate once again highlighted how deeply divided public reactions remain whenever the president speaks about foreign policy and military conflict. Meanwhile, tensions surrounding the Iran war continue intensifying globally. Thousands have reportedly died since the conflict escalated, while oil markets, airline industries, and international trade routes remain under enormous pressure. Against that volatile backdrop, Trump's repeated assurances about a possible peace agreement are facing increasing skepticism, not just from critics, but also from analysts and journalists attempting to track developments on the ground. For now, the BBC Newsnight segment has become yet another viral flashpoint in Donald Trump's already explosive relationship with international media outlets. And with Victoria Derbyshire's sharp remarks and Lyse Doucet's skepticism now dominating online conversations, the fallout from this televised clash may continue growing well beyond the broadcast itself.